Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
We've got loads this week. New lightweight wheels, top secret aero kit, a hungry parrot, gravel stuff, and some dork disc news.
And I guess this week we're going to be discussing whether gearboxes are the future of road bikes.
First up, last week's poll. What was it?
Last week we asked what everyone thought about the UCI, really. Do you think the UCI are holding back progress and technical innovation of cycling, or do you think they're doing a good job of preserving the history and tradition of the sport? And 62% of people, including myself, voted for the UCI holding back progress and technical innovation.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Everyone agreed with you. Well, 60% did.
Yeah.
On to our main talking point, which is gearboxes on bikes. This week we're going to be discussing if gearboxes, and when gearboxes rather, will make an appearance onto road and gravel bikes. We've already started to see them appearing on mountain bikes. Are they the future?
So I guess firstly, we should probably discuss what is a gearbox. Well, it's a sealed unit located generally at the bottom bracket of your bike, which contains a selection of different gears that work in a similar process, much like your chain rings and cassette works. So then from that point, you then have a chain which is driven to the rear wheel to drive just a single sprocket. So you're doing away with the cassette and the derailleur, for example.
Yeah, so the big advantage of this is that your system at the back of your bike, derailleur, and your cassette, they're no longer exposed to the elements and they're no longer exposed to damage because, as we know, like buttered toast, bikes often land drive side down.
Why do they always do that?
I don't know. It's one of those mysteries of the world. So the first pro is, well, you could argue weight. So the weight with a gearbox is centralised into the bike rather than being at the back or at the front, which is kind of where you want it for weight distribution and handling characteristics of the bike. And it's also located pretty low down. Again, you don't want the weight on your bike to be up high. It makes the bike feel less stable, sort of has a sort of pendulum effect. So that's good. Your weight, centre of gravity is lower.
Yeah.
But it's also a disadvantage because these gearbox systems at the moment are pretty heavy. Now you could argue that with further development, they could be made lighter, and they probably will. But as it stands at the moment, pretty heavy.
Yeah, another pro of the gearbox system is in terms of maintenance. It's a completely sealed unit, therefore dirt, grime and stuff isn't going to work its way into the system. You also have the possibility of using a belt drive system, for example, again, meaning less maintenance for the user, and some components could last for a much greater period of time than your traditional chain drive system. And in terms of a sealed gearbox unit, it operates in a fairly similar way to a car gearbox, which you wouldn't change the oil that's inside that for in the region of 60,000 miles. So another advantage of the sealed gearbox system is that there's the possibility of reducing the amount of waste that we have, especially if we're using a belt drive system. So imagine if there was never any wasted or used cassettes, no worn out chains that were going in the bin. Well, it's just going to be a bit better for the environment, isn't it?
It's good. Another advantage, guess what? Aero.
How did I not see that coming?
So, by removing derailleurs off a bike, you're making the bike have a cleaner silhouette, it's less fussy, you're removing the amount of dirty air that's coming off the bike and just having a cleaner wake. And this could be achieved by having the gearbox mounted in the bottom bracket with just a nice smooth casing or fairing over it, or just being in a contained unit. So yeah, it could be a more aerodynamic system.
I should have known you'd have slid aerodynamics into this. But anyway, we need to kind of balance out our pros and cons. So the first, well, not necessarily disadvantage, but the first negative point towards this is that the initial cost of a gearbox unit is likely to be considerably higher than a traditional bike with a chain setup, isn't it? And I guess that's the same with lots of new technologies. Initial outlay might be more, but over time, if you're not having to replace chains, cassettes and chain rings, I guess you could gradually recuperate some of that money.
Yeah, I think that the initial cost is going to be high. Another disadvantage I can see at the moment with the current technology that exists for bike gearboxes is Q factor. So Q factor is basically the width of where your pedals go. And at the moment, because gearboxes are quite big, that Q factor is going to be quite wide. So you're going to be sort of pedaling out here.
Like John Wayne.
Yes, exactly like that.
Just like John Wayne.
But I'm sure that with future development, and if the bike industry or manufacturers decide that this is a sensible way to go, then you will see these systems slimmed down, no doubt. The other thing to consider, of course, is the rear wheels, and just the overall frame design of your bike is going to be completely different. But it does mean that you could have wider hub spacing on the rear wheel to make stiffer wheels, rather than having to cram a cassette in and then fit your spokes in as well.
Yeah.
So it could actually improve the design of the rear wheel, because the rear wheel would basically just have to be like a normal wheel and have a single sprocket on the back to drive it. So it could be interesting.
Yeah. So to answer our initial question of our gearboxes, the future of road bikes and road cycling, I'm kind of leaning towards the maybe not factor, because I think the technology is not quite there yet.
I agree the technology is not quite there yet, but I'm definitely in the camp of I think this could really be the future of bike design. And if a company like ZF got behind it, then maybe they could become a new group set manufacturer. Because that would basically be the group set, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
Just be there, just in the bottom bracket.
Well, there's our thoughts on it, but it's not all about us. We want to know what you think, so head over to the GCN app and you can let us know your thoughts on the gearbox and the future of road bikes by voting on the poll, and we'll see what everyone thinks for next week.
Let us know in the comments as well. It's time now for Hot Tech, but quick bit of housekeeping. Black Friday tomorrow, so if you're after some bargains, we've got up to 50% off in the GCN store, shop.global cycling network.
We've got loads of goodies, including caps like this. There's loads of stuff that's under like £15, so maybe if you find anything that you really like, send it to your mates and be like, hey, buy me this for Christmas, it's cheaper than normal. Do you like my cap?
You can get the caps with the peak on backwards as well.
Yeah, we do them with the peak on the back, or peak on the side. I actually always wear it with a peak on the side. It's a condition I have. Next up in Hot Tech, we've got a new gravel range from Castelli, and it's called Unlimited. And it's a gravel range with things like baggy shorts, a puffy jacket like Ollie's got. We've got a thermal jersey. So this is gravel kit designed for riding in winter, because as Castelli say, gravel doesn't stop in winter, and there's loads of cool tech going on here to not only help keep you warm, but have you looking pretty jazzy as well.
I'm a big fan of this. This is the gravel Unlimited puffy jacket, right? And it's made from Polartec Alpha fabric. It's just really, you can just see how this would really keep you warm and insulated. On the inside, check this out, I love this. It's got this nice like fluffy orange insulation, and the best way I can describe it is it's like someone has shot and killed the honey monster and turned him into a Castelli jacket.
Oh, I was slightly concerned when that was going then. Anyway, these are the baggy shorts. I can't say I'm normally a baggy short wearer, but these are sort of slightly in between a baggy mountain bike short and a casual short. I think they're going to look really smart on the bike.
Let us know in the comments what you'd rather have, a bowl of sugar puffs or the honey monster turned into a jacket and you get the jacket.
There's also a couple of other items included in the range as well, including some socks, some nice gloves, and what else is there? I think that might be it.
It's cool though, isn't it?
It's very
We've
cool.
got a competition so that you can win it.
Yeah, that's right. We are giving away 16 sets of the new Castelli Unlimited gravel collection, 8 men's and 8 women's collections. So maybe if you want to get involved, Ollie, you might enter, you might win yourself a set.
Well, only about 8 women watch the tech show, so if you enter, you're probably guaranteed to win. Yeah,
there'll hopefully be a link in the description down below on this video. If not, then the competition was announced on this week's GCN show, so head over, look at that, and there'll be a link how to enter there.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Next up, some aero hot tech from Swiss side. So they released this sort of teaser on Instagram, which is what they're calling their latest secret squirrel project, and it's an aero ergo cockpit for triathlete Daniela Reef. So it's designed to help streamline the airflow over the rider's arms and then shoulders, and it just looks very neat. And looks pretty comfortable as well. And it's interesting to me how they are clearly making an effort to integrate the head unit and a hydration system into it as well to make that more aerodynamic, which is crucial if you're doing long distance triathlons or Ironman. You need that sort of hydration there. So pretty cool. I look forward to seeing more details of that as and when they emerge. Well,
next up, following on from that in hot tech, I've got a completely different subject to take us on. Slight bit of a curveball, but apparently parrots like carbon and your favourite wheels are not safe left unattended.
Yeah, this has been doing the rounds on social media. Apparently a parrot called Gypsy has been eating carbon wheels.
Do you reckon they prefer like 1K carbon weave or like filament wound?
Oh, I think that should be a GCN tech video in the future.
Yeah,
and test it out.
On the subject of parrots, I actually did a little bit of research on them, and I've got a couple of, I would say interesting facts, but a couple of facts for you. 372 different types and species of parrots.
That we know of.
And the oldest living parrot was 100 years old, and he was called Cookie.
100? Wow.
Died in 2016. Huh. R.I.P. Cookie.
How did he die?
I don't know.
Hunters.
Hopefully not hunters.
Okay.
Yeah.
More parrot news next week, maybe. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Probably not.
Next up, we've got something rather cool. It's called G-Paint. Now, this is a new product. It's a bike-specific touch-up paint to repair chips and scratches in your paintwork on your bike. Now, this company actually started out making touch-up paint for golf clubs, but they've now made a bike-specific product. And the advantages of it are that it's intended to be quick and simple. So you don't need to put primer on the surface before you touch it up, and you don't need to put a clear coat lacquer on after. It should just be good to go sort of as it is. And well, do you know what? I've actually got some chips on the Orbea TT bike that I didn't do. Simon Richardson did them when I let him use it, and so I'm going to actually go to town on that and try and fix them.
I was just wondering how you get the right colour for your bike if you pick and choose, but it turns out, I was just looking on the back, you look up the colour chart on their website and then it explains how you mix the different colours that are included to achieve the colour that you need.
So it's available in an 8-pack with more colours in it or a 4-pack. But the thing that I found fascinating about that mixing colours thing is the 4-pack's the same colours that you get in like a typical inkjet printer, and that can make like any colour when you print something out. So by following those guidelines, you can mix it to get the exact shade you want, which I think's pretty cool. And well, the other thing is that it says that it works on any surface. So, you know, if you want to have like an aluminium bike,
aluminium, steel,
bike,
titanium,
yeah, it should be fine. And once opened, they last sort of 8 years. So it's a pretty cost-effective solution because, well, the other option is you take it to, you know, an artisan like Ali from Fat Creations, but it's going to take a long time to turn it around, and it's going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I look forward to trying those out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that. Good work. Next up, we've got the lightweight wheels, and these are said to be the world's lightest disc brake tubeless wheel set.
Yeah, also quite possibly the world's most expensive wheel set.
Yeah, so they come in 2 different editions, the standard one and the Schwarz version, which on the special edition you get ceramic bearings and black logos. And the price for these wheels, £6,599 for the standard ones, and then £7,085 for the upgraded wheel set.
Wow.
Wowzers, yes, they are on the top end of the budget, but they're billed up as a premium wheel set.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the Obermeyer Evos.
Yeah, so these have a 48mm deep rim profile, suitable for tyres up to 32mm wide and down to a 23mm wide tyre. Yeah.
The interesting thing with lightweights, though, is that they're still using the same sort of rim profile construction technique that they did with the lightweights that you see Team Ineos using, which is that older design, V-shaped profile. And the common misconception with these is that they're not a sort of traditional aero wheel, although they are deep and they look cool. The main thing is they're light and they're stiff.
Well, they are light, so 1,230 grams is the claimed weight for these wheels. That's for the more premium set with the ceramic bearings.
Yeah.
Standard one's very slightly heavier. Carbon fibre spokes, and something that I saw they have is an active foam core.
Great bit of German engineering, though, from Friedrichshafen. But you know another great bit of German engineering?
Go on.
Schwarzwälder Kirschentorte.
What the hell is that?
Black Forest Gatto, right? You can get a Black Forest Gatto from Marks and Spencer's, that's a shop in England, for £6. So would you rather have, computing, quick maths, 1,180.8 Black Forest Gattos or a set of the Schwarz edition, lightweight, Obermeyer Evo wheels?
Genuinely, I think I'd rather have wheels than 1,000 Black Forest Gattos.
1,180.8.
Yeah, I mean...
Let us know in the comment section which you'd rather have. And, yeah, cool.
Fantastic. Right, final bit of hot tech this week. Now, we took a little bit of flack and stick in the comments from last week.
Well, I did.
Well, yeah, particularly you, using the term dork disc, referring to the plastic spoke protector behind your cassette, and people were saying it was elitist.
Yeah. Well, I maintain they're not required and they're not cool, and I'd just recommend that you take them off. It's unnecessary weight as well. But if you disagree with that, then by all means, leave yours on. It's one of the freedoms that's afforded to you. Go live your life.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Formula One Ferrari drivers have been doing at the weekend when we spotted them doing their track walk. However, they were riding a pair of Bianchi bikes, and we spotted that they had the dork discs left on, which a little part of me died inside, if I'm honest. Yeah. But, you know...
Don't say that. You're going to get flack from them as well.
Well, they're free to make...
Being elitist.
They're free to make their choices.
They're living their life.
They're living their best life.
Yeah, and
they're jeans,
also,
flat shoes.
Yeah, they weren't on scooters doing the recon of the track like Lewis.
Absolute menace to society. More hot tech next week. Cha-ching! It's now time for screw riding upgrades by upgrades. This is the part of the show where you submit evidence of upgrades that you've made to your bikes, equipment, or cycling lives for the chance to win quite possibly the ultimate prize. What is that prize, Ollie?
I've forgotten.
It's a GCN water bottle.
Oh, yeah.
We do it every week. Anyway, let's have a look at the results of last week's show. So we had Gustavov's £100 giant gravel build up against the Wolfman's Castelli bike restoration. That was just the stem.
Who won?
Well, I voted for the Wolfman. However, receiving 60% of votes was Gustavov's £100 giant gravel bike build. Get in contact on Facebook, presumably, and we'll get a water bottle out to you.
Congratulations. So this week, first up, we've got Dion McNally with his #pub bike.
Okay.
So he's got an old steel frame, 10 speed. It was a bit worse for wear, has drop handlebars and down tube shifters put on it. And he stripped the frame and painted it with a Rover Inca yellow, keeping the heritage of an old steel frame. I wonder where he got Rover Inca paint from.
Maybe
he mixed it together with G paint.
Maybe he did mix it together.
Yeah. Anyway, he's got some old 60mm alloy wheels, SRAM 1x44 tooth and 22 tooth freewheel.
Oh wow!
He says it's very hilly. It's got a KMC gold chain.
Oh, COVID fist bump.
And he's fitted mud guards as well because he doesn't want to arrive to the pub covered in crud.
I don't think anyone wants that, do they?
No. So there you go. There it was.
Love the colour.
Looks
very
tired.
arty background as well. Mud guards. Look how low. This is a crucial point in terms of arriving at the pub clean. Look how low to the ground the front mud guard he's got it. That is going to stop any spray coming up.
I think that is a fantastic single speed conversion. I think it's great.
But it's not going to be plain sailing. That's your favourite phrase. And
brilliant.
Up against Choppin 300. Which, I
think that's Chopin.
Chopin.
The greatest pianist there has ever been.
Oh, of course, yeah. Literally, I had no idea. Anyway, so they say they bought this bike as a frame many years ago, built it up to single speed, but since then it's been a city runner, a grocery getter, and now a gravel crusher. The latest rendition uses some hand-me-down shifters, 1x crankset, Paul clampers do a wonderful job of controlling how fast the zip wheels rotate. Anyway,
I don't know what Paul clampers are.
I have no idea, but some sort of various iterations of this bike, and I guess it's ended up as a gravel crusher.
Paul clampers are disc brakes or something.
Yeah, never heard of that. So we can see the different versions and build this bike has been in, finishing on this silvery.
Oh, well, the frame's just been stripped, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it looks great.
Yeah, it does look cool.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I like that. The sort of finished article, or how it sits now, I think is cool.
It looks like he's been doing a bit of cross racing on it as well, which is brilliant to see.
Hurdles in the background.
Yeah.
Big fan of the saddle and bar tape with that.
That's impressive if he won that race, yet stopping halfway round to take a picture.
Do Do you
Because it
remember?
looks like the race is happening in the background.
Do you remember that race? Going back a few years, cyclocross race, Sven Nys was riding through a section of the course. Someone threw a pint at him. Do you remember he went back and got the guy? Hopefully this is an example of that.
I don't think that's what happened here. But anyway, both great upgrades.
Yep.
You know what to do. Click on the link. We'll take you through where you can vote in the app, and you decide which upgrade is best. Strong week this week. Especially strong.
Too tough to call for me. It's now time for the Bike Vault. This is the section of the show which we enjoy the most, and this is where I pronounce people's names incorrectly, and then we judge their bikes to be either nice or super nice. If they're super nice, well, we ring the bell.
First up this week, the most super nice bike from last week is this Cervelo S5 by Chris. What do you make of that?
I like this. It's quite a dark image.
It's underexposed because he's got the sun in the wrong orientation. But we can't. The GCN audience, they voted. They've said it's super nice.
Well, and it doesn't have the power to move the sun, does it?
I would have given it a nice. Yeah. Just saying.
Okay. Well, anyway, on to this week's submissions. First up, we've got Craig Nelson, 224, with a Specialized Tarmac SL6 rim brake from 2019.
Ooh, classic.
Yeah. Like this.
Like the Pirelli P0s lined up on there as well, with the yellow tyres to match the Specialized logo.
Right, I'm calling it early. Super nice for me.
I agree. I think it's very
lovely.
nice. I think he's used a shadow stand as well. No, he's got a stick. I can see it. Oh. Next up, we have got level 46. Presumably that's 4 levels above level 42.
Yes, I would assume so.
Mark King. I don't know if Mark King clearly is on level 42, clearly on the GCN app, so he couldn't take their name.
No.
He said he bought a spare frame in 2012. It's a Kona Dr. Fine. What do you make of that? Gravel bike. One by gravel bike. It's very ghetto.
Very ghetto. You have a notification on your laptop, but not to worry, we'll continue with the Bike Vault. It's got a very large head tube, making the front of the bike quite high, but I guess it's gravel bike, relaxed geometry.
It's a bike for a big person.
Yeah. Okay, I quite like it.
I think that's super nice.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to go
Clean.
super nice. Next up,
Inigo Montoya.
Oh, what is this? Villa Trestina.
It's nice 303 NSWs on there as well.
Oh yeah, I like this actually. Big fan. It's slightly bugging me that the cranks are very slightly off of level.
It also looks like it could have been taken, the photo, in like the raptor enclosure in Jurassic Park.
Most logical place to take a picture, I suppose.
I'm a bit triggered by the way that the rear wheel has just been cut out of the frame. Nice.
Okay, nice. I'm not going to disagree with
that.
Weird
angle as well.
Yeah, bit of a jaunty angle. Next up, we've got Kai Melkonian.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
You going to sign that one off? Okay,
I'm signing it off.
Yeah, thanks. Trek Damani AL3 from 2021. Oh, I like this. Yeah. Nice to see. Nice to see a bit more of a mid-range entry spec bike in the.
Do you know what I like? I just like red and white bikes. I think that's super nice.
Yeah, I'm going to call that super nice.
Lucas Nabel.
A stalk. Looks like he's just picked it up from the bike shop.
I think, is that Lucas Nabel there?
Yeah, I'd presume so.
You reckon that's him?
Yeah, he looks very happy.
He does look very happy. That's a very nice, stealthy looking bike. I'm
stealthy.
Big fan of the SRAM Rival group set on there.
Yeah.
That came out this year, and I think it's very neat looking chain set with the little Quark logo in the middle of it. I think it's very nice. I think that's super nice.
Yeah, okay, stealthy bike, super nice.
Super nice bike. I think with his little face there, I just feel like I can't say it's just a nice.
Yeah, he's very happy about that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's happy because we voted it super nice. Next up is Elmar Bon. With a, what is this, a Cortina?
It's a Cortina.
A Ford Cortina?
I've never heard of a Cortina until we had that Cortina when we rode it, myself and Manon, up the Muro di Samano in Lombardia.
Oh,
that was a Cortina. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that really steep climb.
This looks almost as good as that one.
Almost.
I think it's actually in better nick than that one. That one was pretty pretty knackered.
Unfortunately, it's the wrong way round. There's lots of infractions. I couldn't possibly let this one. It's just
that could be a really nice bike, but yeah, there's just too many infractions going on there.
Right, and then we can't possibly end on that. So the last one is from KD Cycle.
A Viello V+1 Alto.
Oh, what do we make of this? Oh, I like this. Yeah. I'm going to go in. I think that's a super nice. I like the Tamble tyres. I like the fact that we've got a cool sort of matte coloured frame.
It's like a primer, isn't it? A primer grey. I like that colour as well. Yeah. Okay. We'll. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Super nice.
Yeah,
We're going to end on a super nice. Lovely. Right. There we go. That's it for this week's GCN Tech Show. Hope you enjoyed it. And remember to let us know what you think of Gearboxes in the comments section down below. I'm keen to hear what everyone has to say about that.
Yeah, and would you rather have 1,180.8 Black Forest Gattos, Schwarzwälder Kirchentorte, or a set of lightweight wheels? You know the drill.
Yeah.
The big questions, that's what we ask, that's what we answer, that's what we're all about. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss future big questions like that in the future. And give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. And right, we're going to go now.
Yeah, should we have lunch?
Yeah.
All right.